Hey everyone! I thought I would just pop in real quick today to say hi and to just kind of show you what I've been doing lately. I have not been idle. I am rarely idle. The stuff I've been doing just hasn't really been video friendly, or maybe I haven't been video friendly. I just don't know. You know, it is what it is. But anyway, before I get into that, I want to remind you about the new stencils that I have available over at A Colorful Life Designs. These are the Neurodoodle stencils. And I know a bunch of you have picked these up already, and thank you so much. I hope that you enjoy them as much as I have. And if you'd like to give these a try, I have the link down in my video description and also a discount code for you. So you'll want to take advantage of that. And I also have some paper beads in my Etsy shop, and I'll have the link down below for that. And the reason is because, like, I had thousands, probably tens of thousands, because I kind of make them compulsively. And then I decided I needed some for a specific project coming up that I'll tell you about. And so I wanted to do them a little different, and I was getting confused with all the ones that I had and the kind that I needed. So I thought, I'll just get rid of all the ones that I have. So like, I literally listed like thousands of paper beads, and there's still some left. That's in my Etsy shop. And then I also have some of these kind of awesome boxes in my Etsy shop. This is the large size. There's two different sizes. They are super sturdy. Like, you can put anything in this. I keep a collection of foreign money change, you know, coins, which is very heavy, and this will hold. These are extremely sturdy. Has a cool lid, and then the little handle here has got the little paper bead detail. So yeah, whoops, in the Etsy shop, if you're interested, throwing that out there. Now, to what I've been doing. One thing I've been doing is revisiting scout guides. Y'all remember these? I'm pretty sure I have some videos that I did when I was working in them before. I kind of collect them compulsively, but I do occasionally use them. And some of y'all have actually sent me scout guides from your area, and I appreciate that because that's super cool. And what these are, if you're not familiar, these are, let me grab one that hasn't been messed up. These are guides. They're available in most metropolitan areas, or larger cities will put out a scout guide, and they showcase local businesses, locally owned businesses, a lot of, you know, boutiques and mom and pop shops. And the guide is beautifully done. The photography is amazing. The paper, it's heavy paper, but it's not coated, so, you know, it glues really well. And they're just beautiful guides. Now, if you're lucky, you can find these if you live in one of the areas that puts out the scout guide. Sometimes there's this one doesn't have the list. Sometimes they put a list of this one has it. Yeah, these are all the places that you can find scout guides. You can go to their website, and I'll give you a link for that too, and see if there's one available in your area. And then if you're lucky, you can find these at some local businesses, especially the ones featured in the guide. They'll have some of these out for free for you to grab. And I have found some at my public library and at Whole Foods. Whole Foods has them pretty consistently. Ours does, because there's like this rack right by the door that has local publications in it that you can just take for free. And I found some of these in there. So keep an eye out for them that way. Otherwise, like, if you go to the website and try to order one, they're like $10 or more. I haven't looked recently, but they used to be $10. So yeah, that's a little too much to pay for me to collage in it. You know, I like my free stuff. So anyway, that's what a scout guide is. And I have worked in one before. This one, I just did all kinds of weird collagey stuff in it. And, you know, I would add things to some of the pages or just totally, whoops, cover them up and redo them. I did some painting and some colored pencils, some collage, doodles. You know, like I said, it's just really good paper to work with. And if you can find them for free, I would definitely recommend you grab them, if nothing else, just for the awesome paper quality. It just holds up really well to whatever you do to it. And, you know, the design, the page designs, the photography is just so beautiful. It's just inspiring to work on. So, this is what I like to do to these scout guides. And I've picked up some new issues recently, and I've been playing with them. This is actually the newest one. I got this off the rack at Whole Foods, and see, the back of it was kind of crunched up. Like, you know, it had some experiences. I don't know what happened to it. And, you know, it's Whole Foods, and the Whole Food shoppers don't want this. They want everything nice and perfect. I can say that because I work for a vendor who services Whole Foods. Like, I know my customers. If there's a corner bent on packaging, they are not going to buy it. I don't care what it is and how bad they need it. So yeah, this lonely little guy was on the rack at Whole Foods. So I grabbed it, brought it home, and decided to take another one of my issues that I had and maybe kind of combine the two. These are 2 consecutive years. This is this year's, this is last year's. So what I'm doing is I'm using last year's, and like I'm finding, this is a place called the Hive. So I'll find another ad for the Hive and then cut stuff out. And, sorry about that. Shh. Okay. And kind of combine the ads. Or I'll just take 2 completely different companies, put them together because I like the images. So this is what I've been having fun with. And I'm loving this because sometimes it's hard to tell. Like, even me going through and looking at the pages, I have to feel to see if I've glued something on there. Because some of them just work together really well. And, okay, if you don't have a scout guide, you have no hope of ever getting a free scout guide. You can do this with a regular magazine. You know, I mean, you can do this with any kind of thing with pictures in it. You know, just use what you have. Like I said, I just like the scout guide because I like the pictures, and I really love the paper. So, yes, this will translate to whatever you've got available. You might just have to adjust a few things as needed, especially thin magazine pages. But yeah, just do what you can with what you got. So this one I've glued, it's even hard to tell which people I've glued into this. I just took their their new ad in this issue, cut out the people and glued it on their ad in this issue. And yeah, I have to feel to see which ones are the ones that I glued in there. And some of them are the same people that were already on there, and then some are just different people. So this is just fun for me. It serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever other than just, you know, the gluing, that glue book satisfaction or collage or whatever you want to call it. But I'm really loving it. And I haven't got very far. I just started this a few days ago. So see this one, I did the same thing. I just cut these pieces out of a different ad for the same company and then glued them over the current ad, which had their head chef. I kind of covered him up. I don't think he'd mind. Pretty sure he's okay with that. And this one for this school, this piece was collaged on over this one. And then this was the top of the building. See, in their other ad, these kids were standing in front of the building. And this ad showed the whole campus for the school. So I just put a roof on their whole campus and then put the kids here. And it's really, you kind of have to look twice to figure out what you're looking at. You're like, oh, that roof, what is that? What's happening? And I love that. I do some, you know, kind of detailed fussy cutting to get what I want out of these, and that part is not fun for me. But yeah, putting the pieces together, I love. Same thing here, same company, ads from 2 different issues. These were the cutouts from the other one that I glued on. I glued on this lady, this one, the couch, and then this flower. And the original ad, which had this background, was 2 people. I think it was this lady and a guy sitting in director's chairs. I just put the couch there to cover them up and then set her on the couch because she was sitting on a chair or something in the other ad. And then added this gal and then this little decorative element. And see, this little couch, I'm pretty sure I cut that out of some catalog. It might have been like a Ballard Designs or something. Yeah, that just came out of my stash because she was in a sitting position, so she needed something to sit on. She can't just be all, you know, weird and crouchy floating out there in the middle of nothing. She's got to have a chair. So yeah, she's got her nice couch. And yeah, we got weirdness happening. So I just love this piecing these together like this is fun for me. This one, same thing, 2 different ads from the same company, and they were outside up against a wall, kind of industrial looking on this ad. And then this one from this year, this is the staircase at our library, which I love. And I just liked how, you know, it looks like they're just like on the stairway to heaven, right? Isn't that what that makes you think of? Yeah, you're going to get that song stuck in your head now. So yeah, I'm just having all kinds of fun. This one I did earlier today. This is the same girl. I just put her twin over here. I accidentally snipped off all of her fingers when I was cutting her out. Just cut them right off. So I just kind of rounded them to try to make it look like she was grasping her elbow there. She really wasn't. Yeah, so I just stuck her up against that. I made sure her fingers were up against that dark background potted plant thing so that it didn't look too noticeable. I think it works. I think it's fine. And then I added the dog. I added this floral arrangement. I added this potted plant and then this stack of whatever these are, design books or something. So there's that one. And like I can go back and keep adding things. I think we need some art right here or something really fun and quirky. I don't know what, but yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. Okay, is that all I've done? But here's an example of what I'm talking about. See, this is the ad from this year's Scout Guide for Shindig Paperie. And this is the one in last year's book for the same company. And these look like the same 2 ladies. So I may just cut them out and paste them over themselves here. Or I might cut out these paper racks and put, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But that's just some funness right there. So that's what I've been doing with the Scout Guide. Just for fun, just because it's like fancy glue booking, right? It's upscale glue booking, y'all. Okay, there's that. And this I've been sitting on for months and haven't been able to talk about it because I had to wait until the website was finalized and they were ready to, you know, make it public and all that. Last fall, I ran across, I think on Instagram, this thing that said you can apply to be a visiting artist at the Fayetteville Public Library. I didn't even know what that was. I don't know what I know what the library is. We have like the Fayetteville, Arkansas Public Library rivals any of the libraries in Houston that I visited. It is fantastic. And I'm not talking about just size, but state of the art, the programs they have, the architecture of the building itself It is absolutely amazing. I'm way impressed with the library here. So, yeah, it said be a visiting artist. So I said, okay. So I started applying for it, really not knowing what I'm applying for. I read the thing. It's like, okay, I'm there for a 4-month term. It's like a residency, but I don't live there, right? So it's a 4-month term. I get paid a stipend for being there. I hold, I think it's 1 class a month, and then they provide space for me to work on a personal project. And so I kind of skimmed it and went, oh, this sounds kind of awesome. Sent in my application, fully expecting that would be the end of it. You know, never going to hear back from them. Y'all, I got picked. I was not expecting that. Because what I submitted, my proposal, was all like this. When they called me in for the interview, this is what I took with me. And it's, you know, complete, like, junky, trashy, recycled goodness that we all love. And that's what I proposed to do. So I took this with me, and I had just printed out some pictures of, you know, some of my previous stuff that I've done. And then I added some, you know, junk journal-y, like, what would I teach? You know, some junk journal techniques and ideas, like my paper dolls and things like that. And, you know, I just never dreamed that they would actually pick me. I have no idea how many people applied. At least 3, because that's how many they picked. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'm over the moon about this. Not just to be chosen to share all the recycled funness, but just the chance to do it at the library, because, you know, like I said, it's an impressive place. So I will be the artist, one of the artists in visiting artists this year at the library. My term does not start until September, and I'm really glad for that because, you know, we're doing junk journals. I gotta collect supplies. I need some time because I have to accumulate stuff. You know, I'm gonna talk about how you can make stuff out of junk mail and product packaging. Well, I gotta have that stuff. And I don't, you know, I've gotten very selective about what I keep now. I don't keep absolutely everything. So I've had to kind of switch gears and start saving pretty much absolutely everything because my classes, I want them to be all materials provided. So that has been kind of foremost on my mind. Even though it doesn't happen for several more months, I've got a lot to do as far as planning and preparing between now and then. I have to have samples to show, and this is for adults, teens, and children. Y'all, I haven't taught children in years. Are they still like they used to be? I don't even know. But we're going to have fun. I just know it. So that's what I've been doing. And in the vein of collecting stuff, I am back to requesting travel guides from absolutely everywhere. They come into my house daily. I'll give you the link to where you can request travel guides if you like. And I think if whichever state was willing to mail them to me for free, I got them. I requested them. Some states do digital only, you know, which, you know, that's fine. I get it. It's more eco-friendly unless someone like me takes your guides and then reuses them. I have to say that once again, Oklahoma wins the travel guide contest that doesn't exist. Oklahoma consistently has the best printed travel guides available by mail in the United States. I can say that with some authority because, like I said, I got one from everyone who mails them. Now, your state may not mail them, and they may have, you know, at the Travel Bureau, they may have awesome printed guides that I don't know about. But I'm telling you, the ones you can get by mail, Oklahoma wins. And it pains me a little bit to say that because as a native Texan, I am required by state law to make fun of Oklahoma. I'm joking about that. Not really. But it's kind of what we do. We poke fun at Oklahoma. And native Texans, like myself, we feel okay about that because pretty much the whole rest of the country makes fun of Texans. You know, we get it. So we got to have somebody to pick on, and we choose Oklahoma. But when it comes to their travel guides, Texas could learn a lot from Oklahoma. And I know you're thinking, what? She lives in Arkansas. Why is she talking about being a Texan? Oh, just because you move away, you don't stop being a Texan. Ever. That's just the way it works. It's really obnoxious that way. So, yeah, if you only get one travel guide, request from Oklahoma, and they will have, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 different guides and maps that you can request. And I probably requested 6 or 7 different ones. And what showed up at my house was a cardboard box full of every single travel guide. I mean, they sent me things that I did not request. I got an advertisement from like the Red Roof Inn, and I'm pretty darn sure I did not request that particular brochure. So I don't know if they thought, well, you know, she's requesting so many, might as well just send them all to her, or what. I don't know, but I'm thankful that they did because they really are spectacular. And they're all, you know, they're a little different, just depending on the brochure and the area that they're talking about. But this one, if you only request one, you need to get this one. It is the Indian Country Guide from Oklahoma. And I don't know, I'm trying to see if I can get the glare to show you the awesomeness that is this. This is textured. It's printed in a kind of a, not really a glossy, but a very maybe semi-gloss finish, or just a smooth matte finish. But then parts of the design are rough, like they're textured, and it's just the design. Like that rock is textured. And part of what's on this Native American guy, there's texture just on these accented parts. These stone things down here, textured where this is smooth. This is just all the feels. This is just the feels right here. And it's front and back, you know, the buffalo, he's textured. This is smooth. And then in this guide, which has some beautiful imagery, it's got like the different sections are divided up with these different categories, like it's indexed. And this is a cardstock piece where the rest of them are just good heavy coated paper. But these cardstock pieces have the texture. And they're all throughout this book. So there's another one. This has the texture. This is just the coolest thing. Oklahoma does their travel guides, their tourist books, whatever you call them, they do them extremely well. The pictures in here are fabulous. The colors. I'm going to have to do another video to show you how I'm harvesting magazines right now. I've kind of switched it up a little bit, you know, just because of what I need. And so we'll go through some, maybe we'll do a travel guide and I'll show you what I'm looking for these days. So, yep, free travel brochures, Oklahoma's Indian Country Guide. If you only get one, get this one. And, yeah, I requested those because I need a lot of pages and images and stuff to be using for these classes that I've got coming up at the library, right? So I'm going to be using those. And I'm going to be using junk mail and packaging, which I'm saving like crazy. And I'm a little concerned because me and Jason just got back on our keto diet. We're going on Jason's whole family is taking a cruise in April. And yeah, we've got some poundage that we don't really want to take on the cruise with us. We would like to leave it here. So we got back on our keto diet, which means, you know, no carbs, no sugar. We're just going to eat meat and cheese for the next few months. And we've done it before with really good success. I mean, it will take the weight off. This was like 7 or 8 years ago we did it. And in that 7 or 8 years, I gained back 10 of the pounds that I lost on the keto diet. So I don't feel too bad about that. Jason gained back every pound he lost on it, and then some. So, and I would say, oh, poor him. He's got work to do. But no, he's a man. He's going to lose that weight in like 2 weeks. He'll drop 40 pounds and he'll be done and he's all good. And I will struggle with just the 10 that I want to lose. I just want to lose 10. Just 10. Is that so much to ask? It will probably take me from now until the cruise to get those 10 pounds off, if they even come off. Who knows? Middle age, this is what happens. So I'm going to be making several of these really trashy junk journals because this is what I'm wanting to teach. I have a class for adults and for teens that is going to be made similar to this. We're going to use a lot of product packaging and junk mail, food packaging that's been cleaned out, you know. And then I'm going to show them how to bind. We're going to do binding and where to find papers, how to save them up, how to organize them, how to look, collage, make little collages out of magazine fodder. I'm going to teach them how to make pockets and tuck spots and little inclusions and belly bands, and we'll teach them how to tip in, to add a page by tipping in. All the little basic kind of journaling techniques and things. And how to, glue stuff in, to use staples, to use duct tape, whatever. There's a little pocket. So, yeah, this is where my brain is right now. And it's happy. I'm super enjoying getting back into the trashy aspect of my art. I just love trash. Can I say that? Does it make me trashy? I hope so. Paper dolls made out of, bottles and containers or whatever, we'll probably do a lot of as well. Look, she was a jewelry ad, and she had her hands, on all this. It was over flowers or something. Yeah, it was these flowers. And then she has all this jewelry on, and it just looked like she was kneading dough. So I put her little hands over this dough blob from my Freshetta pizza box. And that makes me super happy. Closures, we're probably not going to do. It's a 2-hour class. There's only so much I can do. So guess what? Yeah, hairband or whatever. We're not doing fancy closures at this point. So this is part of what I'm going to be doing for the classes. Kids are going to be making little junk journals out of toilet paper, empty toilet paper tubes. Those are going to be fun. I'm really struggling with finding images for kids. If you know a source of where I can get kid images like grades 1 through 4, I think is or 1 through 5, I think is the kid range. I'm not really sure. So I need things appropriate for them, not too baby looking, but youthful and appropriate and free. Yeah, I'm going to have to look. And the library is actually, they've offered to help with this. That's something I may have to take them up on for finding things for the kids. I've got a few things, but yeah, hit me up with ideas and suggestions for that if you have any. Because, like I said, it's been a while since I've done kids' projects, classes. I did it all the time when Taylor was a kid. I even went to her school and taught some journal workshops there with her. I think it was 5th and 6th grade. And then, yeah, she would have slumber parties. There was always a craft. Always. That was so fun. I miss it. But I don't know. As she grew up, I just kind of, like everything I did, it was geared toward whatever age she was. She's an adult now, so here I am. So I talked about the paper beads, you know, that I was selling my huge hoard of paper beads. And that's because these are the ones that I'm going to be using to make new clothes for Audrey, my dress form. I've talked about this a couple times, I think. And I have a weaving technique that I'm going to use to turn these beads into kind of like a fabric that can be, in my mind, I see this working really well. In reality, I'm going to have to call on some of my friends who actually sew to help with this, I have a feeling. Yeah, in theory, I think it should really work. But yeah, I'm going to figure all that out. I do have the weaving process down, but I decided that I needed beads that have the larger hole in them. And I don't normally use that large of a hole. This is probably the 1/8 of an inch. And I normally use the 1/16 inch hole. But I'm going to have to weave the threads. It's going to have to go through one bead several times. And so I want to have plenty of room to get the thread and the needle through there. So that's why I decided to start doing these with the bigger holes. And then my other ones were just irritating me because I've collected them for so long. So yeah, they're on Etsy. Just do me a solid, go take those off my hands. So I'm gonna be making these, and if you see, I don't really have a color scheme except bright. So I'm a lot more selective about the pages that I'm choosing. The magazine, these are all magazine pages. I'm more selective about the pages that I'm choosing. I'm more fussy about the way that I roll them. I want them like, I don't know, not perfect, but almost. You know, because this, I want this to last a long time and just be super cool. So I'm just paying a little more attention and not doing my usual willy-nilly, just roll it up, it'll be fine. So that's what I've got going on there. So I'm super excited about this, and I will keep you posted. We may do some, like I said, I want to do a little harvesting session on video to show you how I'm harvesting now and what I'm doing with what I'm harvesting, how I'm organizing it, and I will give more updates as they come along. So that's all for now. Y'all, thanks so much for hanging with me for a few minutes. And until next time, the end.